righty-dighty.
Righty-dighty.
Righty-righty-righty-o.
Sam, you know what I was thinking about the other day?
Please let me know.
All of the people in elementary school who said present instead of here are in jail now.
I don't know about all that.
Or like running the country or something.
There was a kid in my 3rd grade class who was, he spoke Punjabi.
Cool.
And every day he would say a new Punjabi word instead of saying here. And I thought that was really wholesome.
So you think...
Really good take.
Like, he thinks he's better than everyone.
I'm sure he went on to do great things. He was a really, really sweet boy.
No, yeah. I was thinking about that the other day. Like, in terms of, like, stuff in elementary school that used to drive me crazy. Like, there's the typical stuff. Like, the person who would remind the teacher about homework.
Yep.
Or, like, the person who said present instead of here. You ever, like, go to say present, but then, like,
and
not
then
be
you
prepared?
decide, yeah. You're like, no.
No.
The
amount of times that I've, like, been sitting there and it's like, oh, God, my name is next. And they'll be like, Cameron? And I'm like, here. I'm like, fuck! Damn it! Or like
you said today was gonna be different.
You promised yourself, Cameron. You promised yourself and you failed.
We talked about this.
Well, it's like you ever go to say present and then like your brain can't handle it, so you're like, here, sent or prior.
But here.
I'm over here.
And then you're like, fuck, everybody knows. Everybody knows. You should have just committed.
And like
it doesn't matter if it's good or it's bad. You just got to commit to one thing.
And the girl in the back of the class looks at you and she's like slowly shakes her head.
Yeah.
She's like, I caught that.
Yeah.
I see you.
I heard that. I know you think that nobody heard you, but I heard you.
What's other things that annoyed you about elementary school? Or when you were in elementary school, like other things that people did?
Getting called the N-word.
That probably happened a lot.
Actually, it did happen once. There was like a really shitty girl in my elementary school who went around calling a couple of the black girls the N-word, and like parents had to get involved and blah blah blah. But
you've actually never told me that before.
Yeah. She was really shitty, actually. Wow. Oh God, I just remembered she also lied. This was in grade 6.
Did
by
you
the
just
way.
like unpack a whole set of memories that you didn't?
Yeah,
you
I remember
about?
She like told a story. This is not funny at all, but she like
tell it on the podcast.
She like made up a story about how she was pregnant and then like lied about being pregnant and brought
6?
brought in her much older sister's sonogram.
Oh,
and was
my
like,
God.
Yeah, I'm pregnant. And like a couple other girls in my class like pretended to be like actually happy for her, and I was like, you're not pregnant. Okay. And then she was like, yes, I did. A black man raped me. And I was like, I didn't have the vocabulary for it back then, but like I knew that was fucked up. You know what I mean? Like I had no idea like how fucked up it was that she was saying that, but like I was like, I don't think that's helping.
No.
I was like, I feel like if you say that, people are gonna be mad.
Well, that's another thing to consider. Is
like
that,
in my shorthand, like 6th grade brain, I was like, I don't think this is a good thing.
When it comes to kids of that age, well, first of all, how old are you in grade 6? Like 11?
Yeah, 11 or 12.
Can you even get pregnant? I thought you had.
Depends. I had my period by the time I got to grade 6, so like biologically, yes, it could happen.
Okay, sure. Okay, it can happen.
Yeah.
But then another thing to remember is that kids of that age, this goes for anyone, like including myself, like just parrot what their parents do.
Yeah.
Right? So like all those girls pretending to be happy for this girl who's pregnant are simply doing that because that's what they think their moms would do. The racist stuff that she was saying was more than likely a sentiment passed down by her parents.
Right.
You were about to say.
Yeah, that girl was a whole mess. Like
she's dead now.
She is in jail right now. I don't know for a fact, but like
maybe she's like a total social justice warrior now. Like she did a complete 180.
Maybe. I mean, like
that would be nice. That'd be a nice little story.
That would be really nice. But like I remember her always saying she was that girl who like always said really fucked up shit.
Right.
Did you ever have one of those in school who would just come up to you and just like they always had some like fucked up story to say?
Babe, I went to Catholic school. Everybody was fucked up.
But like there was that one. It wasn't always necessarily a girl. Sometimes it was a guy. But like there was just a kid who just always had fucked up stories to tell.
Yeah.
They'd be like, yeah, like this summer, like I killed a wolf, and it's like. No, you didn't.
Shut up. No, you fucking didn't.
No, you didn't. And they're like, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Everybody
Except this was like white trash. So she was like, I go, yes, I did get raped by a black guy. He was giant. And I'm like, stop adding stuff onto this.
Okay.
You're making it worse.
You can't say that sentence in like a punky kid voice because it's gonna make me laugh, and I really don't want to laugh at
that. Yeah, but like that's the thing, right? Like that's God.
Like you can't say that sentence with the same fervent of like, I did give you my dark magician card. I did. It's like,
no, I did get a rare Beyblade. My cousin took it, but I had it.
My dad really did beat the shit out of me.
You're right. You can't. It doesn't work.
You see?
It doesn't work. It really doesn't.
No, I remember one of the most distinct things that was going around Our Lady of Mercy in my elementary school was like Guitar Hero 3 was really big at the time.
Yeah.
And people were all about like, can you do Through the Fire and the Flames on Expert? Can you do it?
Yeah.
I can never do it.
No.
I couldn't even dream of doing it.
That's like the Flight of the Bumblebee of Guitar Hero.
The what?
You know, Flight of the Bumblebee, like...
Oh, sure, yeah, okay.
Have you ever seen the sheet music for that song?
No.
It's bonkers.
Who does that?
I don't know. It's like a classical piece, like fucking Rembrandt. Goddamn.
Mozart. You know, Mr. Amadeus.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's a classical piece, but the sheet music for it is absolutely insane.
Okay.
But yeah, Expert. Through the Fire and the Flames on Expert mode is like the Flight of the Bumblebee of Guitar Hero. Is what I mean.
I never quite figured out the fifth button.
No.
You know what I mean? Like I couldn't make my pinky isn't like double jointed.
Yeah.
Like I can't do that.
Yeah. And that's the hard thing about playing guitar, because I took guitar lessons as a kid. Mm-hmm. Fun fact, before I decided to be an actor, I was positive that I was going to be a famous musician.
Really?
I was like, music is my life. You will never take that. There's like I remember because when I entered middle school, my gym teacher took one look at me and was like, you're going to be on the basketball team.
That's racist.
I need you on the basketball team. Join the basketball team. And then I got to grade 7 and she was like, are you going to join the basketball team? And then like,
no.
I was like, maybe I'll think about it. Probably and then like, she was like, sign up sheets for basketball team. Tryouts just went up. Sam, you're gonna put your name down, right? You're gonna put your name down. You're gonna sign up for basketball practice. You're gonna be a basketball team. You're gonna play on the basketball team. And I was like, and then like parent teacher night came and she came up to my parents. She was like, I'm trying to get her on the basketball team. Sam's gonna join the basketball team. My dad was like, haha, yeah, she totally should, right? I've been telling her for years. And I was like, I guess I'm joining the basketball team. Like, I don't fucking know.
Okay.
And then, no, let me finish the story.
You finish the story. I have many comments.
So I signed up, tried out, made it onto the basketball team. And then, like, I had never in my life, like, seen a play before. You know how, like, teachers are like, so you're going to, like, you're going to do this and you're going to move here.
They showed you a pattern.
Yeah. That's like reading a map to me. Like, I can't do, it doesn't make any sense. Made no sense to me. I couldn't follow a play to save my life. And I just didn't like the game, and I didn't want to do it.
You also had no interest in being an athlete.
No, I had zero interest from the start. I only did it because it felt really, really nice to be so heavily wanted.
Right.
So
that's so sad.
So
so profoundly sad.
Yeah. So thank you for saying that. That I'm sad.
No, it's just the story is sad. You're not sad.
So like, obviously, like, I was just in it for the wrong reasons and I fucking hated it. But at the same time, like, I had to take music at school, and I was really, really digging that.
Yeah.
And in grade 7, I don't think they let you have an instrument until grade 8, or at least like second half of grade 7.
Okay.
But like, I hadn't touched an instrument yet, but I loved music, and I loved studying music and learning about music. And like, I would leave music class and have basketball practice at the end of the day, and I'd be like, fuck. I just want to curl up into a ball in the music room and just like stay there forever. And I told my parents, and they were like, you cannot quit. You made a commitment and you have to stick to that commitment. My parents were all about, like, they really didn't want me to be a quitter.
Yeah.
But what they failed to emphasize is that you can quit things that you don't like.
Right.
Like,
mine were very much the same way.
Yeah. Like, it's totally fine to quit something if you hate it.
Yeah, but
if you've given it the old college try and you still don't like it, it's completely fine to quit something.
If you quit something and then join something you like and don't quit that, then you're not a quitter.
But they made it sound like the team would not go on if I quit.
Yeah.
I was like the bread and butter of that team, and I was not.
You are LeBron James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all this time, like, I hate sports and I want to do music, and like I got my first like proper journal during that time. So the very first entry in that journal is me going on. I was like, I hate basketball, and I need one day the world will know that I am a musician and I will change the world with my music. And when I am on stage playing the guitar and winning Grammys, they will know that they were wrong to force me onto this basketball team. And I think the entry ends with like all caps, like, I love music, I hate basketball, you cannot take that from me, no one will. I am born, I am a musician, and I will not be taken lightly. It's something like something so like dramatic. Really, really intense.
So fucking like, I love Little Sam stories because every time you describe yourself when you were younger, like I get the impression that, like, and probably not the truth, but I get the impression that you were just this little tightly wound ball of anger, like all the time. like everything was just like,
I haven't calmed down. I still haven't calmed down at all.
The ball's gotten bigger. That's it.
Yeah.
But, okay, back to you getting scouted like that. So I was very similarly scouted in high school.
Because we were both big kids.
Because, yeah, you're tall, and I'm tall as well, but I'm stout. Like, I'm a pretty wide dude.
Yeah.
So, immediately the coach was like, you'd be perfect for football.
Yeah.
Which, okay, let me just say, actually makes no fucking sense. Just because I'm a big dude, it doesn't mean that I'm tough.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that I like physical sports.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that I'm athletic. Like, it just means I'm big.
Heteronormativity is such a bitch.
Well, especially because, like, in your case,
and like gender norms and shit like that. Such a bitch.
Maybe you could chime in on this, but I also feel like in your situation that maybe there's a little bit of racism there. Just a little bit. You're a tall black girl.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
yeah.
your coach was like, ooh.
Maybe subconsciously, yeah.
I mean, definitely not overtly.
She was like, this girl grew up on the court. Yeah,
she didn't go to your dad and was like, oh, Mr. Mercury, your daughter, she's perfect for the basketball team. She's tall. She's black.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, it is Kitchener, though.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't exactly put it past
Kitchener.
It. Fucking Kitchener's right.
But, yeah, I felt it a little bit that way. Like, that's that what is it called? Internalized racism. I was like, well, I am tall and I am black. I should probably give this a fair shot. I've never seriously taken basketball. Like, I've never seriously considered basketball.
Right.
I grew up playing soccer. Mm-hmm. Nobody really said anything about that.
I played soccer for a hot minute.
Yeah.
A single season, I believe.
But I was like, like, I played soccer for a hot second, and like, I grew out of it, but I don't hate it. Mm-hmm. Maybe, I've never really tried basketball, and everybody always says that I should either be a model or I should play basketball, and I'm too ugly to be a model.
No, you're not. Shush.
I'm not modeling anytime soon. Like, I'm just not. So, like, I guess basketball, like, it's the only two things that I'm good for, like, with this, like, body that I've been given. So, like, fuck it. And I hated it.
Yeah.
Like, I just hated it. I remember the breaking moment for me was like, so going back to, I can't follow a play.
Right.
Like, I don't know how a play works. And when it came time to actually play basketball, I would just like run around on the court.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, I would just try and stay open so that people could pass to me, and I would like defend, like, I would follow whoever had the basketball on the other team and like try and make it so that they didn't have the basketball, and then I would try and take a shot every now and again.
Generally how basketball
works. But that's not
following
the play, so it didn't really work out very well because literally everybody else was following the play.
Right.
So it was kind of like imagine if you go over blocking for a play for 3 months and then one day you just decide to not do that.
Yeah,
and you're like, I'm just going to walk all over stage wherever I think my character should be. And that's what I was pretty much doing on the court.
That's like, for me, I remember that when I was a kid, I played that single season of soccer.
Yeah.
And I decided that, like, I will probably not be a soccer player.
Yeah.
I would just go to the goalie and talk to them. like, I would just, like, little Cam would just, like, waltz over to the goalie and just be like, so this shit, right? Like, how about this? Your parents bring you here?
So you're at your dad's this weekend, or?
You play any games lately?
Cool, but they still come to the games together. Oh, well, that's nice. That's nice that they're still friends.
You know what? I 6-year-old Cam's like, I love to see divorced parents who can co-parent. You know, like it's a good thing that they're co-parenting.
Yeah.
But no.
Oh, that's your mom's new boyfriend. Wow. Oh, they seem to be getting along. He seems to be okay.
Yeah, he seems pretty built.
Okay, cool.
You call him dad yet? But yeah, that used to be my soccer experience. Because in soccer, like especially at that age when you're really really young, the opposite of your problem, which is like you had trouble following plays. In that young person's soccer, there was no plays.
Yeah,
it was a horde of kids trying to kick a ball.
No, soccer was just that. Like when I got to basketball, I was like, I'm just gonna do what I did when I played soccer, and that was like, if somebody has the ball, like just stand in front of them until they don't have the ball anymore. Yeah. And then like try and score on the other team's goal, I guess.
Get ball in net. Yeah. Score go up.
I guess.
Feel good, I guess. Well, I played football from grade 10 to 12, or grade 9 to 12.
So all through high school?
All through high school, yeah.
All the way through?
Yeah, so 4 years of playing football. I never really liked it, truth be told.
Yeah, that's the thing, is I played soccer... Oh man, I think almost all the way through elementary school. So like, grade 1 or grade 2 all the way to grade 6.
Same boat.
Kind of was when I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Around grade 9,
I never liked it.
I gave it the college try in grade 9, and I told my mom I didn't like it, and she called me a quitter, and I was like, okay. So I did it for the next 3 years.
Oh fuck.
Because I just didn't know how to, and like if you listen to this, mom, it's like it's fine. Like, I'm not like sore about it.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I don't know, man. Like, the only reason I did football is because that's what every single person in my life said that's what I should be doing.
I feel like if you finish a season and you come to your parents and you're like, I didn't like doing this, like, you're not a quitter. Mm-hmm. Like, well, my parents' thing was always like, when I really started not liking soccer and I really didn't want to do it anymore, we were in the middle of the season. Right. And they were like, well, you can't quit because you're in the middle of the season. You can't just leave your team. Like, you're a part of a team. Right. And your team is relying on you. And they'll be a little bit harder off without you, and that's not how you operate.
That's not even entirely true, though.
No, there were plenty of people who could have taken my position, but like, I see what they were trying to instill in me.
Yeah,
which is when you sign on to be a part of something, you could potentially disenfranchise somebody by quitting in the middle of the project before it's completely finished. And see things through to the end.
And I still firmly believe that. Yeah. That if I'm going to commit to something, I'm going to be committed. Yeah. And that I'm not going to quit because of frivolous reasons. Yeah. I only ever quit when there's like a legitimate reason. Yeah. But if I finish and I don't want to do it again, that's my own prerogative.
Exactly. Like, you aren't letting the team down by quitting before tryouts. Like, by just not signing up the next year. Mm-hmm. That's hardly even quitting.
They'll get a slew of new kids to do it.
Exactly. But they get kids every single year.
From a young age, I think my parents really wanted me to be an athlete. Yeah. They tried to get me into, like, skating, and it didn't work. Like, soccer didn't work. I played a season of baseball, it didn't work. Yeah. I played football because my buddy at the time was into football. Yeah. And we did it together. Yeah. Because we were, like, real close. Yeah. And, yeah, I don't know. I wish I clocked way earlier that I have legitimately no interest in being an athlete. Yeah. And I only ever did it because that's what I was told to do.
Yeah, and that's why, like, if/when I decide to have children, I feel like I when it comes to extracurricular activities, I really want to see all that's out there, because my parents were athletes when they were growing up. Mm-hmm. Like, my dad played hockey, and my mom loved, like, slow pitch and volleyball and stuff like and basketball. So, I think when it came to extracurriculars, like, I don't even blame them for, like, not really opening anything up to me, because I don't think they ever truly considered that there were other things you could do other than sports. Right. I think they were just like, well, sports teaches you about, like, teamwork and commitment and sharing.
And I did learn about those things.
And responsibility. And it also makes you active, so it's healthy. Mm-hmm. And kids need to be active. So, like, that's just you can pick any sport you want, but it's a sport. But typically speaking, that's what we know. And then when I got into acting and theater in high school,
you found all those same lessons.
I found all the same lessons, and I also met people who had gone to, like, theater camps and, like, took acting lessons when they were kids, and I was like, that was a thing that you can do? Right. You mean you don't have to do sports when you're a kid? You can grow up and your background isn't, like, sports, it's like arts? Yeah. Like, where the hell was this when I was a kid?
See, it's interesting. It's an interesting.
But they never knew difference.
It's an interesting. Yeah, like my parents were the same way. Like they grew up.
They just didn't think about it.
Their parents were probably put them in sports because that's just what they were done, right? Like it's all cyclical.
Yeah, exactly. You can only do what you know as a parent.
But I also think that it's a tough line to walk, right? Because as a parent, ideally you want your kid to be active. Like your kid doesn't necessarily need to be an athlete, but it is healthy for children to get exercise.
Yeah.
So it's tough, right? Because on some level you want your kid to, like, okay, if they like sports, play a sport. But if
you almost just want to instill in them
go to the gym.
Like not living. Yeah, exactly. You want them to not hate physical activity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you want them to have a good relationship to physical activity.
Well, that's the issue that I have now, because playing football, essentially in spite of myself, has led me to have a negative relationship with physical activity.
Yeah.
In general.
Yeah. Which
is now burning me when I genuinely want to get more fit and live a healthier lifestyle, and it's really hard.
Yeah.
Like really hard.
Yeah, it's just not how you're wired.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Like it's like I can say all I want, like while I'm eating fruit at breakfast or something, like, oh, I can't wait to go outside and I'll do a walk around the whole fucking neighborhood, the whole neighborhood. Like I'll walk up and down Mississauga till my legs fall off. And then like I get like down the street and my brain is like, why, dude?
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this?
That's literally what happens what used to happen. It's gotten a little bit better since I just sort of like made myself start going to the gym.
Yeah.
But like, I'd be doing an exercise on one of my many attempts to like incorporate exercise into my routine and make it a habit. And like, I'd be in pain, the kind of pain that you're in when you exercise.
Mm-hmm. The good pain.
And my body is like, like my brain just goes, why are you doing this?
This blows. Stop.
You could just not. Like, you're a whole ass adult and you decide what you do and what you don't do. And if you want to sit all day, like, you can. And you prefer sitting, so go home and eat a bag of chips. Like, I swear to God.
Yeah. Who cares
Body
if you're
positivity,
dead at 50?
like, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not the point.
No, I know.
I'm doing this so I live into my like 90s. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it for aesthetic. I am kind of doing it for aesthetic reasons, but I'm also doing it like
you also don't want your heart to stop beating suddenly.
Like if I find myself suddenly needing to run for some reason, I'd like to be able to do it for about 10 minutes before I completely and totally collapse.
Right. Which I don't even know if I can get that far, to be honest with you. I think I'd probably make it about 30 seconds full sprint.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time, I was in my feelings about my body in when I was living in Waterloo during school, and I decided that like I'm gonna start going for runs, and I looked up online that the best way to get the most efficient out of like energy burn out of your run is to do like a jog for most of it, and then maybe the last 30 seconds do like
full speed,
like a full tilt sprint,
to
get your metabolism jump started. Which I believe is true. Like I don't think that's not true, but as for someone who clearly should have eased himself as opposed to do what I'm sure athletes do,
what like joggers do,
exactly.
Yeah.
So I remember I did this whole run and it was hard. It was the middle of winter, but I was sweating and having fun. Like the actual jogging part was great. I was listening to music and like enjoying myself. And then I was like, okay, time for this like metabolism sprint or whatever. And I did it and I made it to the end and I was like, ugh! Yeah. And like I went home and my roommate was like, hey man, how you doing? I'm like, ugh! And like I just like basically went downstairs at like 8 p.m. like laid in my bed and was like struggling to breathe for about half an hour and then fell asleep. Yeah. Like that was my evening.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, Cameron, maybe you shouldn't have done it that way, you fucking numbnuts.
I know. It's hard to get started with like physical fitness when it's just not your thing. It also doesn't help when physical activity is just like the act of being physical is just accompanied with like feeling bad.
Definitely. At least in the beginning anyway.
Yeah, like I really wish that gym class would emphasize like the fact that you're supposed to feel good when you exercise.
Yeah. Like
I feel like gym class is a lot of like, okay guys, I know that like 90% of you don't want to do this, but it's just something that you have to do, so just do it and like get it over with.
Yeah.
And just be a good sport about it and just do it. Just do it, guys. Please just do it.
Please?
Like if that's the sort of like attitude that you have to take to like make yourself be physical, then you're never going to enjoy physical activity ever. And you're always going to associate it as like a chore.
It's a scornful activity.
Yeah. I really want to like inject the psychology into young people that like you don't have to be like an athlete. Like you don't have to like love physical activity.
No, definitely
but you can
not.
Enjoy being active.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I love being outside.
There's lots of different ways to be active. Like I was rewatching the latest season of Queer Eye, and there's an episode where they help a lady who runs a drill team, like stepping.
Oh yeah, that's a great episode.
Yeah, kind of like what Beyonce's Homecoming is entirely made up of. And
shit looks wild.
Yeah, and it's rhythmic, and it's like really cool, and you 100% use your body as your instrument, and I think that is so cool.
Crazy discipline. And
like I wish that was around when I was a kid. That might be something that I like.
Be really cool.
You know, like I feel like there was like a not a trifecta. I don't know what like the version of trifecta is when something comes in fours. But like the quad of like sports, which was like like soccer, hockey, baseball, football. You had to do one of those 4 activities. Those were the 4 activities that my parents were willing to get me into. And basketball, I guess. So it was like a 5 fecta or whatever. The pentfecta. And like, if you didn't want to do those, then you were just shit out of luck.
Right.
You know? And it's like, no, there's so much more.
Definitely.
I don't know. Like, I could have joined a fucking like rock climbing league. I could have gotten into like bowling. I could have been into, I don't know. Like I could have been into. I'm trying to think of something that my parents would actually like be on with, because like I could say, oh, I could have been into horseback riding. No, my parents did not have the money for horseback riding. Equestrianism is so fucking expensive.
Well, it's like a rich person's sport.
Dance was too expensive when I was a kid. Yeah, you know,
dance isn't fucking yeah. No, dance is too much because you have to pay for every goddamn costume.
Exactly, you have to pay to sign up, and then you have to pay for every single costume.
Oh man,
and
you know what?
Lots of kids who do dance are in more than one genre of dance, so you have like 2 or sometimes 3 costumes, and it's just like, wow, no, thank you, Becky.
Man, you know what? Fuck this YouTube shit. KW Mississauga Stomp the Yard School. That's what we need to start. Me and
literally,
you.
Yeah.
What would we call it? Sam and Cam slams. Slam the yard.
Slam the yard. A joint Mississauga and Kitchener stepping squad.
Run by us.
Run by us. Yikes.
Yeah.
Yikes. I don't know where to start with that.
We just tell a bunch of kids and parents to show up in a community center and then never show up.
Cam's community slams.
Community slams. Big community slams.
Big community slams. Something like that. Yeah. But no, I wish that there was more like in Kitchener to do, and I wish that I'd like really truly explored like athleticism and activity like really.
Wish you had a bit more of a healthy relationship to it.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Yeah.
So something funny I noticed a couple days ago, and I'm not going to say where because I don't want to snitch on no one, but I was driving around the area and I saw a kid stealing conservative political signs.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck.
It was like the middle of the night.
It was like
the middle of the night and I was driving home and this guy, like, I saw him and I thought that he was placing them because he had like 3 under his arm. Yeah. And I was like, oh, is this really? Gross. Like, he was a person of color. So I was like, oh, really, buddy? Like, you're really not like, you're not really helping anyone. Yeah. And then I saw him like snag one and like run away. And then he like dodgy eyed, like ran across the street. And I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, power fist up.
Power to the people. That's so badass. I want to do that in my neighborhood.
I wish I was that brave. I was at work the other day, and this kid comes in, and he's like, you know, about my height. I can tell he's a kid, though. I can tell he's young. Yeah. And he had headphones on, like big Beats headphones on. Cool. And didn't take them off. Okay. Which is like, if you're walking around the store with headphones on, that's fine. I'm not going to bother you. Like, I'll walk up and be like, and you can be like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, great. And I'll just go back to my fucking post, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like cavemen.
But he actually comes up to the counter with his headphones on, and he's like, asks me some nebulous question. I don't know. He's like, hey, where's this? And I'm like, oh, it's right over there. And he goes, what? And I'm like, no, it's right over there. Pardon me? And I'm like,
take your headphones off.
And it took all my power, Sam, not to be like, take your fucking headphones off if you can't hear me.
Yeah.
Like, and he was wearing Beats.
Yeah,
those are noise canceling.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, turn them off even. You don't even have to take them off. Just turn them off. Yeah. It'll turn off the sound canceling.
I know.
So you can fucking hear me. I was like, oh my, I was gonna strangle this kid.
I know. Fuck, that's so fucking stupid.
Do you take job applications at your job?
No, you just apply.
It's all online?
Yeah.
Okay, but when you worked retail, did you ever have to take a job application from someone?
Yeah, when I worked at a frozen yogurt store, people came in with like job applications. You had to like hand them in.
Something I've noticed about myself, and I'm curious about your opinion on this, is I'm surprisingly stingy when it comes to people who apply.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. Like, I don't feel like... Yes, okay, I have a pretty high bar. If you would have come to apply for a job, I think that you should do a few things. Personally, I would go scout the store. I'd go in, I see what the employees are wearing. Like a store like the store that I work at, we all wear casual clothes.
Yeah.
But typically I'll wear like a nice t-shirt or like a button-up or like a V-neck.
Yeah.
So I would match the attire of the store or go above. Come in. No one is gonna beg you for wearing a dress shirt and applying to a job.
Yeah.
No one is gonna be like, this guy's an idiot applying to McDonald's with a dress shirt. It's only going to oppress people.
Yeah.
Second thing, don't wear headphones when you apply for a job. The amount of times, Sam,
don't even have them like around your neck or something.
Don't come with people. That's another thing.
Yeah.
The amount of people that come apply with their mothers is like, this is like, there's no way I'm giving you a job. Not that it's not even my decision, but there's no way.
I mean, okay, if you're like just barely able to apply for jobs, like if you just met the like labor mark for like applying for jobs, like you're 15 or 16.
You're like 16 in one day.
I could understand being nervous and wanting someone there with you.
Outside the store, though.
Yeah, exactly. Have your mom drive you around. You know, if she comes in the store with you, like...
Chances are zero.
Spread out. No, spread out.
Okay, sure.
Like, don't bring her up to the counter with you.
Definitely not.
Don't do
Definitely
that. Have her, like, browse around the store, you know? Like, be casual about it. Walk in and say, like you work at a video game store, so like, I don't know, like play a fucking demo while your kid, like,
go fuck up our pop
wall
so I can get really mad at you.
Exactly. You know, like don't like be attached at the hip with the people that you brought in for support while you apply for jobs. You know, like I don't mind if you need a little bit of support. That's certainly not something that I did, but like I'm not everybody, and maybe people need more support than I do. But
people are different.
I'm sorry, but you need to be a big kid
at some point,
and you cannot bring your mommy or your daddy with you or your BFF and have them stand at the counter while you ask to speak to a manager.
I've actually had people drop off applicants and have like the fucking peanut gallery that they brought with them like hype them up, like which is like, you're not helping. Like,
yeah, that's really creepy.
And it's also like one of my favorite things is that, like, and maybe this is like a young person thing, maybe like they don't push it as hard. When I was in high school, there was like a section of a course that I did that taught you how to write a resume and taught you like application etiquette. Careers
did that. Yeah.
So the amount of kids that I come in, like I'll be like putting games away, and like some girl, I'll never forget this, some girl comes in, she goes, "Hey," and I'm like, look up, like, what? Look over, she's like, "You guys hiring?" And I'm like, yeah. She goes, "Cool." She's wearing earbuds. She hasn't taken them out. And she's wearing a tank top and sweatpants. And she hands me a folded, like, in fours resume.
Yikes.
And, like, I'm obviously it's illegal to do this, but I was like, I want to throw this in the trash.
Yeah.
Like, I may as well just throw this in the trash. There is no way you're getting a job here.
No way.
Like, no way.
No way in hell.
And, okay, now.
You're so rude.
Seriously, okay.
Like,
on top of
I can't put you in this store. You're so rude.
On top of me being stingy, that is also just a rude thing to do.
Yeah.
So I have to wonder then. Now, this is where we're getting into personal opinion territory that I've heard from a few people. I think it's weird to apply to a store and then shop at the store.
Yeah.
I think that's weird. Like, I think it's like, well, what do you, like, get out of here. Like, it's going to be really weird if you come to the counter and you're like, "Oh, thanks for it, by the way, like, hope to hear from you soon. I'm going to buy this." Like, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah. Yeah.
I have no real concrete reason as to why I think that's weird, but I do think it's weird.
It's just a little bit of a shift. I mean, I don't think it's the worst thing. I certainly, if I saw that, I wouldn't count someone out. Because they patronized my store.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like, I'm not gonna like write someone off.
Yeah, and you know, like, for all intents and purposes, like, if you have a use for the items at the store, like I'm not saying this helps. So don't, if you are a kid and you're searching for your first job, like, and you're listening to this, like, don't take this as a tip. This isn't a strategy to help you.
You should not listen to anything we say.
This isn't a strategy to help you stand out when you're applying for jobs. However, like, it does. Yeah, I'd be like, oh, okay. So, like, I say I work at a video game store, and you buy a video game at the store that you just applied to. You hand in a resume, and then you also buy a game. I'd be like, okay, so this person actually has use for, like, they're not just going around applying, like, and seeing what sticks.
They're not a schleb.
They share an interest in this store, and, like, I'm not gonna keep that in mind as a means to separate you from other applicants, but, like, it's definitely nice to see.
Definitely. Yeah,
it's nice to see that you have an interest in, you give a shit about something.
Right.
And that something is, like, what you just so happen to be applying for as a job. So, like, that's nice to see. So it's certainly an awkward gear shift in the conversation. You've just, like, asked to be considered for employment. And then now you're a customer.
And now I have to do the customer service thing.
I guess that's the thing, is, like, customers and people who are applying for jobs are two different people in a store. I talk to you differently. Like, it requires a certain set of social skills, and to make me shift gears in one interaction is a little awkward. Yeah, it's a little jarring.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not bad. It's not bad though.
Do you know about Code 110?
No.
Do you know what that is?
No.
I'm gonna spill an industry secret.
Okay.
Ooh, hot tips on the Chill Spot podcast.
Hot tip time.
If you ever see someone write 110 on your resume, you're not getting that job.
No.
Because if you can imagine it, now everybody with their fingers, put your fingers up in the air and draw 110. So 1, 1, 0. Now connect
it, and it makes an N and an O.
No. Exactly. So someone writes down Code 110 on your resume. You're not getting sorry to say, you're not getting that job.
That sucks.
Yeah, so keep an eye out for that.
I remember when I worked at a frozen yogurt shop. It was one of those, like, self-serve frozen yogurt shops, and it's, like, handled by weight. Mm-hmm. It's like Menchie's. It wasn't Menchie's. No. That's not, but imagine the concept of Menchie's.
Fuck Menchie's.
No, Menchie's is
Marble
fine.
slap for life.
But yeah, like, I worked at one of those stores, so we did get a lot of teenagers applying, because that is the perfect first job for a teenager or a student of some kind.
It was both of our first jobs.
No, it wasn't. My first job was Party City.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I forgot about Party City.
Yeah. I didn't work at the frozen yogurt place until my first year of university.
Dear God. I'm so sorry.
But yeah, we got a lot of kids applying, and I saw a lot of just really bad resumes. I was like, wow.
Don't put Microsoft Word down as a skill. Everybody knows how to use Microsoft Word. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Don't put, like,
if anything, fuck Microsoft Word. Like, get to know Microsoft Excel is what I'm learning, because I'm trying.
That's a genuine skill.
I'm trying to level up right now in jobs, and, like, every job above retail requires you to be intimate with Microsoft Excel.
Well, something I really like about,
and, like, they kind of say, like, Microsoft Word, but, like, really it's Excel.
Well, something that's funny about, in that same vein, is I've seen people drop off applicants that say, like, knows how to use Adobe products.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not going to help you.
That's not going to help
in
you
this retail job.
Yeah. You're never going to touch that. I mean, good for you, though, because, like, that's a good program to be familiar with. But, like, you're
one of those schlebs who pay for the Adobe programs.
Yeah.
Yeah. You must be real rich.
Unless you're into photography. Like, if you're in high school and you're into photography, you may as well get to know Adobe.
Sure.
But, whatever. Like, that doesn't really apply to here.
But if I'm applying to fucking McDonald's, I'm going to be like, yeah, I know how to flip burgers. Like,
yeah.
I know how to make fast food.
If you're applying to McDonald's, like, or like another restaurant that's, like, sort of like that, like, all you really need to write on your resume is, like, I promise I won't be a total fuckhead if you show me around, like, hot grills like ice cream machines that can take my finger off.
Which isn't to disparage McDonald's workers.
No, not at all.
Like, not at all. I'm not trying to be negative.
No, but, like, that's when you're a kid and you're looking for a job, like, people will be kind of wary of you, because they're like, okay, like, this kid is old enough to do labor, but are they mature enough?
Definitely. That's a big one.
And if you project, like, yes, I am mature enough to be around big machinery. That's why McDonald's isn't a joke, because like you could seriously hurt yourself around these machines.
Definitely.
And if you're a kid and you want to be around this sort of thing, like,
and even if it's
show
automated,
people that you're mature enough to be trained and listen and take this seriously.
Yeah, for sure. And I've heard that McDonald's is good at teaching stuff like discipline. Like, even though, like, most of the shit is automated, you still have to be like, for instance, if you worked at that McDonald's we went to yesterday, the one...
I was just going to say, like
That's a crazy McDonald's. Oh yeah, something wild happened to us yesterday.
So we were going through the drive-thru. It was pretty late at night. We were grabbing some late night McDonald's, and
so good.
Like, we're at the window waiting for our food. I think we've paid and we're waiting for the food to come.
We haven't paid yet, but we have been in that line for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, and we're waiting. They're getting slammed. And this woman, it was late enough that the restaurant was closed, but just the drive-thru was open.
Yeah.
So this woman comes around the corner and walks up.
It's like beelining,
she was walking up, and I was like, Cam, is this really happening right now? Like, can you see a person right now? Am I crazy? Or
No,
is there a person walking the opposite way through the drive-thru
road?
The drive-thru? And you were like, yeah, no, that's real. I was like, okay, I just wanted to make sure. And the window was down, and she walks up, and she's like, hey, sorry, can I just get in here for a second? And we were like,
I'm not going to say no. What am I supposed to say? No?
I can't say no. You're not really giving me a choice here. And she walks up, and she's like, hi, just for reference, the inside is closed, right? And the lady was like, yeah, no, the restaurant is closed.
That poor girl stuck her head out the window and was like
yeah,
fuck.
Like, what the fuck? And she's like, okay, so I asked for an iced tea, and this is a Coke. And she was like, okay, an iced tea and a Coke. Okay, cool. I'm sorry about that. And she was like, and also, these fries are cold.
It's like, no, they're not.
No, they're fucking not. You wanted fresh fries, you bitch.
Yeah, no, just fucking Martha over here.
Yeah, you lying bitch.
Was like the most, and now that I think about it, the most entitled thing in the world is to cut 6 cars.
You cut the drive-thru as a pedestrian.
Because
that is the biggest, dickiest energy that I have ever seen.
That's some Karen energy
coming.
right there.
Oh my god, and she totally looked like a Karen too. Are you shitting me?
Well, I felt terrible because it was fucking 11...
high-key Kate Gosselin vibes coming from this woman right here.
11:30. We've been in this drive-thru for 20 fucking minutes. We
waited so long.
There's clearly 3 people working at this McDonald's right now.
Yeah.
And you're really going to go out of your way to be like, okay, first of all,
hold up the whole operation.
The one thing that I don't blame her for is the drink. If you got your wrong drink, that's something you can get replaced. However, look around.
Get in line, Karen.
You look around.
Get in line. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, I think that is bullshit. And I would totally just suck it up.
I would take the L as well. But I'm saying she's within her right to get what she ordered.
Yeah, I guess.
I personally would take the L.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm also not a fucking huge dickhead. Yeah. If I looked at this fucking line and was like, oh my god, there's 16 cars in this line, I'll just drink Coke.
Yeah.
I'll go home and give it to someone. I'll drink water. Yeah. That's what I should be drinking anyway.
Yeah.
So... it's but then she has the audacity to be like, oh, and these fries are cold.
Yeah.
Guarantee she was just waiting around for a little bit. She didn't realize her drink was wrong until later.
McDonald's fries do not retain heat. I mean, French fries as a whole don't really retain heat.
It's fucking McDonald's. You're supposed to eat it 2 minutes after you get it.
Exactly.
It's called fast food.
Exactly.
No one buys McDonald's and is like, put this in the fridge for later.
I'm sorry. I genuinely think that it is physically impossible to get cold, to get served cold fries at McDonald's. You can get
lukewarm fries.
You can get bottom of the barrel, last of the batch before they make a new batch French fries. Right. I've gotten that before, and it's not the best.
No, not the best.
It really isn't.
It's also McDonald's.
But it's exactly. It's McDonald's.
You're not going to Baton Rouge or whatever.
Exactly, it's fucking McDonald's. So just take it.
You're not going to Scottibush.
Just take it.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you expecting? 5-star Michelin fucking French fries? No.
You paid $12 for this.
Exactly. Just take it. Oh my god.
Do you think that women...
We had to wait an extra 5 minutes?
Yeah.
Because this woman walked up to the drive-thru window for something that wasn't an emergency. Mm-hmm. I honestly think there's almost no reason, unless you literally got the wrong order, there's no reason for you to go back to the counter.
No, I agree.
And
I agree.
Get if you...
Well, hang on. If the store was open, it'd be different. If she for instance, if I had ordered...
I think even in that scenario, there's no reason.
Really? You wouldn't if you got the wrong food and the store was open and you could go up to the counter
wrong food. Yeah, no, if you got completely the wrong order, but if I get food from McDonald's and I don't know, like I sit for a couple minutes and my fries are cold by the time that I get to them, I'm not gonna go up to the counter.
Oh no, the warm fries thing is bullshit.
In any circumstance, if I get the wrong drink, like in any circumstance, like I'm not gonna go back up to the counter.
I'm talking about like if your order is wrong.
Don't care.
You know, if my fries are cold, who cares? I'm gonna eat them. I'm gonna eat them by the fistful.
It's fine.
I'm gonna drown them in ketchup anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares?
I'll do something else to make them tastier. But
well,
I'm not gonna make it the employee's problem.
Jokes on that woman. She cut off a couple of the podcasters. Now she's getting put on blast.
Exactly. Well, she's getting roasted. Oh my gosh, she's getting rotisserie grilled right now.
Do you think that woman walked away and was like, "Fuck, I'm gonna get blasted on the Chill Spot podcast later"?
But yeah, the employee working was a G about it though. She was so much more of a professional than I ever would have been.
Oh yeah, I would have been silent the whole time. I would have just taken the fries.
She was like, "Oh, your drink is wrong. I'm so sorry about that," and like took it. And she was like, "And the fries? Okay, I'm so sorry about that," and like took it and like fixed it and apologized again. And she was like, "Have a good night." Like her tone was like neutral and like. Mm-hmm. You know, like chipper the whole time. I know neutral and chipper are two totally different things, but you know what I mean.
I understand.
Like she never wavered.
She was cordial.
She never wavered in her mannerisms.
It's funny because like she was dishing to her. I wasn't like eavesdropping, but she was speaking loudly to her friend about obviously something unrelated. And,
I think they were short staffed and she was stressed out.
Well, something that I think is hilarious is that like she would be like, "Here you go, like I'll serve for the wait. Have a great night," and turn around and be like, "And then this motherfucker like." Jeremy.
Yeah. That's also why I could never work drive-thru because like you're always visible to people, like to customers. But I totally wouldn't have slighted her at all if like she turned around and I could see her like rolling her eyes about the whole situation.
I mean, that's an interesting conversation to have. Actually, we talk about this all the time, where it's like, unless I'm being ignored as a customer, I really could give a fuck about what people do when they're at work.
It's not my fault that your employer is like headstrong about having like an open concept view of like all of the workstations so that customers can see what you're doing. Mm-hmm. That's not my problem. And like if you're gonna be somewhere for 4 hours is a long time to just never change your demeanor.
You're right.
You know, like even 4 hours is a short shift, but it's a long time for you to be the same.
That's fair.
To be in the same mood all the time.
If I did something for 4 hours at home, I'd have to get a change of scenery.
Yes.
Like, even if I was doing something I enjoy.
Yes.
If I read for 4 hours, I can't be like, I can't keep doing this. Like, exactly. I have to go do something else.
Exactly. So, like, I will never, I'll never chastise somebody for acting like a human.
Definitely.
I think that you should be nice.
Of course.
But
customer service is a skill.
I will never besmirch you because you reacted like a human being. You know, like I don't care if you're tired.
Yeah.
Like and you look tired. It's fine. It's fine. If you're not like super smiley or whatever, it's fine. I get it.
I meant more like
it's exhausting.
If I walked into a store and saw people like texting on their phones, but they like looked up and was like, "Hey man, like how you doing?" And I'm like, "I'm doing well." And they're like, "Can I help you find anything?" And it's like, "No." I'm like, "Cool, well, let me know if you do." And I go back to texting. Like, I'm not offended.
No.
I genuinely do not care.
No, as long as, like, if I need to talk to you, put the phone away.
Yeah.
Because you're at work. Just put the phone down. Put the phone away. Mm-hmm. And then be present and help me. And then when we're done, you can go back to texting.
Exactly.
I literally don't care.
Because at the end of the day, you are doing a job. So, and this is your job.
Yeah.
So if I need help, that's a part of your job. So you should do it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like if I really don't need your help and I found my item and I'm going to buy it, if you've put your phone down and served me and then I leave and you go back to your phone, I genuinely do not care.
I really don't care.
I don't give a fuck.
You haven't disenfranchised me at all because you've made yourself available to me and I know that you're available to help me if I need it. Mm-hmm. So in my eyes, you've done your job.
Or if you're sitting down, like the only so
literally don't care.
I will say one thing, and that's only because this has like happened recently in my work sphere.
Yep.
The only thing is you shouldn't sit down when a customer is in the store simply because of theft prevention. That's the only thing that I'm like, okay, you need to stand up so you can see everything.
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
With the exception, with the exception of disabled folks.
Yes,
like,
of course. Yes.
If you're perfectly able-bodied and there's a customer in the store, I feel like you should stand at attention.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
not literally, not in a military sense, like, you know, like in a salute, like standing up straight, perfect posture, but you need to take an active stance while customers are in the store.
Could you fucking imagine being like a crust, like we're older now, we're like 50, 60, we're like crusty old. We walk in and some youngsters behind the counter sitting down and like, you should really stand when I come in here.
Yeah.
And he wheels himself out.
Yeah.
In a wheelchair.
Yeah.
I think I'd shrivel up and die.
Oh, I would
immediately.
I would pass away in that moment.
In that moment.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly.
You ever been in a bathroom and used the handicap bathroom and a handicapped person walks in?
No, but it's my biggest fear.
Me too.
It's genuinely my biggest,
it's actually why I
fear.
avoid the handicap. I only ever use it if everything else is taken.
I was gonna say I've been in situations before where like it was a bathroom emergency. I had to go pee. I think I was like in a movie for a really long time and I had been holding it because I had my like tub of soda and the movie let out and I was like, finally.
Oh my god.
But it was after the movie had let out, so everything was full, so I had to take the handicap stall. And like the entire time it was a guilty pee. It was a guilty
you can't even feel good about your pee.
Yeah. I was like, I gotta be about my business and I gotta get up out of here because like with my luck, like a person in a wheelchair is gonna need this right now and I'm gonna feel like a fucking asshole if I come walking out of this stall right now
and someone in a wheelchair is waiting there.
It's just sitting there like.
I honestly think I'd be like, I'm so sorry.
I would melt into a puddle like the Wicked Witch of the West.
I'm so fucking sorry.
Yeah.
I'd join the shit and piss on the ground.
Oh my god! One time, my attempts to be a really good person, really really bit me in the ass. So, one of my biggest fears as someone who is 90% legs is that I will kick somebody's cane out from underneath them.
What is specific? That's such a specific fear.
It is a specific fear, but I have it, and I'm not the only one because I've talked to my other tall friends, and they have it too. Just kicking your legs out and like hitting somebody is just a perpetual fear that I have.
Yeah. Okay.
So
that makes sense as a tall person.
I was in Toronto for something. I was taking the subway. And I was entering a subway station, and there was a homeless person outside of the subway station. And I have read multiple times from people who were formerly homeless that if you like, we need to change the way that we treat panhandlers, like people who beg on the street for money.
Right.
It's fine if you don't want to give them any money. It's fine if you want to lie and say you don't have any change.
But you should
acknowledge
them.
There's a certain etiquette to it, and I've tried to internalize that. So I was entering the subway and there was a panhandler outside of the subway asking for money, and I was trying to make eye contact and like speak to them, not just mumble at them and say, I'm sorry, I don't have any change right now, have a nice day. So but I was really, really nervous about it, so I fumbled my words, and I started walking backwards into the station. And as I was saying, I'm so sorry, I don't have any change right now, and like being super awkward, I kicked a cane out from underneath a blind person.
So this is like primal fear for you.
It was like two positives canceled out and made a negative.
Like you were already anxious about the fact that you're fucking up this thing that you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And then you kicked your worst fear.
Yeah.
Like up there with like snakes and other shit.
Yeah.
Like
when I tell you I died, like I froze in the middle. I didn't even care that I was in the middle of like the doorway to a subway station, which is the worst place to freeze in Toronto. I was like,
you froze like, dude, he can't see me. If I just stay still, he won't be able to tell it was me.
Oh my god.
That is so funny.
I was like, I can't believe that I did a bad thing while I was trying to do a good thing.
I can't believe you actually did. Like, I can't believe, like, you said, like, I'm scared of doing this thing.
Yeah.
And you have a story where you did it.
While trying to do another nice thing.
What happened? Was the person like, hey,
they were so nice, Cam.
Oh, really?
They were so nice.
Good.
I was like, I'm so sorry. I don't think the person was fully blind. I think they were partially blind.
Like a Ray Charles.
Because they made eye contact with me, and they weren't like wearing glasses or anything. I think they were just legally blind, and that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't see.
The cane helps. But
you need the cane to like help you. But it was an official like red and white with the like rubber stopper at the end of it. It was an official like blind person's cane.
Right.
And I like kicked it. Like I kicked it out from underneath them.
You kicked it onto the subway track.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm so sorry.
Oh,
I'm so
my
sorry.
God.
Are you okay? I'm so sorry. And they actually kind of laughed. They were like, it's okay. It's okay. Really, it's fine. They were super friendly and very kind and even they apologized to me. And I was like, no, like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
You don't get to be sorry.
And then
You're blind. You don't need to be sorry.
And then I was like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And I turned to the homeless person and I was like, I'm so sorry. I don't have any change. And I was like talking to the blind person. I was like, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? And like going back to the homeless person again, I was like, I'm so sorry. 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 I got caught in a real Canadian loop and I was just like, sorry. And then like the homeless person was like, sorry. And then the blind person was like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, no, don't be sorry. I'm sorry. So sorry. Still standing in the door of the subway station, taking up all the space. I'm like, sorry.
And then a black hole opened and you sucked in the universe.
I really, really wanted to just be like swallowed up by a sinkhole.
Oh my God.
Oh my fucking God.
That's amazing. You've never told me that story before.
I really didn't mean to. And I immediately texted like Sydney, my other tall friend, and I was like, you will not believe what just happened to me.
It finally happened.
I was like, I kicked a blind person's cane out while trying to be nice to a homeless person. Like, I did something mean while I was trying to be nice.
I mean,
and I
it's a mistake.
hate myself right now.
It's not like you, like, saw this blind guy and was like, I fucking hate blind people. And, like, kicked his cane away. Like, see better, idiot. Like... like that, no. Oh my God, I could tell you are cringing right now just thinking about it. I can see it in your body language.
It's one of those things.
Like, do you think about it at night? Does it pop up when you're like sleeping?
It pops up in the middle of the day sometimes. Like, you know how sometimes like your brain has a way of just like reminding you about something terrible that you've done and you physically react out in the open.
It happened to me last night when we were trying to sleep, actually.
If you ever see me just like hit myself in the head in public, like it's like I could potentially be thinking about that moment.
Nice.
Because my brain loves to bring it up all the time.
I do.
Like, remember that time when you were trying to be politically correct and then you did something politically incorrect?
Yeah.
Like, so unforgivably terrible to a marginalized person. It was a black person too. I was like, God. Are you fucking kidding me?
Turn around and you kicked out a blind
disabled person of color.
Like, someone,
are you fucking kidding me, Samantha?
Someone was
are
ableist,
you kidding me?
Someone was ableist and racist to him earlier that day.
Oh.
And you kicked out his cane. Oh my God, dude. Whenever I think about cringy things, whenever I think about cringy things, I do this. Sam will describe it. I do this.
He's like he just sucked on a lemon face.
I close my eyes,
closed, like
really
shut your eyes
hard,
real tight,
and I'm like, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah.
Ugh. But holy shit, man. Oh, we are at time.
It felt good to tell that story out loud.
I'm glad you finally got it out of your chest.
That was really therapeutic for me.
Like, do you feel lighter now?
A little bit, yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Well, how about, Sam, you tell the audience some lessons they should learn for today. I know the first lesson. Don't kick blind people's canes out from under them. I'm sorry. We'll do lessons in a second. I genuinely cannot believe that you were like, I have this really specific fear. And I'm like, wow, that's so specific. You're like, right?
It happened!
It is specific.
But it happened to me!
And then it happened to you. It fucking happened to you.
It was a irrational fear that was realized.
Probably spurred on by nothing. Like,
in real life.
Did you watch like videos of a blind person with a cane? You're like, oh shit. I hope I never kick out their cane with my big long legs. Like,
well, like, I mean, like, like puberty makes you really hyper aware. When you're tall and you have a really big growth spurt and you're going through puberty at the same time, you're also growing boobs before literally everybody else. Like, you're just like, if anybody touches me, I'll fucking kill myself. And I'll kill everybody around me.
If anybody touches me, I'll fucking
Nobody
kill myself.
look at me, I will fucking kill myself if you look at me.
Dear God, that's funny.
So, like, that sort of carries on into adulthood. And I'm just, like, very aware that, like, I have very long legs and they get in the way of stuff sometimes. So yeah. I try and be spatially aware. And in that moment, I failed. And my worst nightmare occurred. My nightmare was really just like kicking a cane out from underneath an old man.
Right.
And then when I realized that I'd kicked the cane out from underneath an old, blind black man.
Yeah. That's like the cinnamon frosting on like a cinnamon roll.
I died.
I can tell that this has truly been affecting you.
I really Woo, woo, woo. Woo-hoo. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, it hurt me.
I'm really glad you got it out. I'm really glad that this podcast...
That's why I get so mad at you when you aren't spatially aware, because I'm like, Cameron, you don't understand. Bad things happen.
I'll be more aware of that from now on.
Yeah.
But
lessons for today.
First lesson is to not kick blind people's cans out from under them. Yeah. I'd say the second one is, if you're going to apply for a job, put some genuine thought into it, even if you're applying to McDonald's.
Okay, I'm going to do you all a favor right now. Young people who are applying for jobs for the first time, here's your script. You walk into a store, you look presentable, stand up tall, walk up to the counter or find somebody who's working and say, "Excuse me, I'm looking to apply for, no, rewind.
Fuck that shit. Throw it in the trash.
Excuse me, are you by any chance hiring at the moment?"
No.
Okay, well, I have this resume here, and I would really appreciate it if you could keep it on file and just keep me in mind for if anything comes up at any given time.
And the clerk goes,
"Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time."
Yep. And then he writes 110 on your resume.
Yeah. Or ask for a manager. "Excuse me, is there a manager?" Someone might say, like, "I am the manager." I'll be like, "Hi, really nice to meet you." Greet them with a firm handshake. My name is my name, and I'm looking for a job right now. I'm looking for my first job. I'd really appreciate if you can consider me for any job openings that you might have, like right now or in the future. Thank you so much for your time. Have a nice day. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Just say exactly that.
Yeah.
And
so, yeah, lesson number 2, give some thought into when you apply for a job.
And lesson number 3, don't be the person who says present when roll call is happening in elementary school.
You're not different. You're not cool.
No one thinks you're special.
You're not anything.
No one thinks you're funny.
It literally doesn't matter. Like, it's so, like, put your effort, like, you obviously have, like, initiative if you are that kind of person, and you would be best kept to put that energy into something else.
Yes.
Literally no one cares.
Oh, 4th extra lesson, the only episode we'll do extra lessons.
Bonus lesson.
Is that if you listen to our podcast, you're a big fan of our podcast, you should check out our gaming content, because we actually do a lot of it.
Yeah.
As you probably noticed.
Yeah.
So drop a subscription on YouTube and
look up Chill Spot on YouTube.
And ring that little notification bell to find out when we upload.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll play your favorite game, or maybe you're interested in playing seeing a new game. We play lots of new games.
And subscribe to us on so far Spotify and Google Play. We got to get Apple Podcasts going, but we're working on it.
In the works, it's happening. It's definitely not happening.
And thank you so much.
Yeah, and you guys all have a great day.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.